The 2DS XL is an excellent handheld, but there's one problem that it has that's shared with all the line of new 3DS systems, and that's this little annoying guy right here.
Oh, that little guy. I wouldn't worry about that little guy.
The right C-stick, which is barely even that. It's basically just a little plastic nub that you apply some pressure to, and magically it counts it as left, right, up, down. It feels very unnatural, not comfortable at all to use, and thankfully, there's actually a way to pretty easily mod this to something different if you don't mind doing a little bit of damage. Now, this is not an idea I can take credit for. This was originally discovered, I think, on Reddit by a user by the name of Spent the Day on Reddit, and it was recently brought to my attention by our good friend Jimmy Champagne. Yes, that is actually his real name. Yes,
his legal name?
That's his legal name. And on the forum, they showed that you could do this with the new 3DS XLs, where you basically rip this nub out and replace it with the slide pads from the PSP. Now, all those tests back then were on the 3DS XL, and I haven't actually read up on whether or not it works with the 2DS XL specifically. I don't see any reason why not. But while it might be an easy Google search to check, I kind of want to just take the risk and see what happens. Now, from what I can tell, this may be an irreversible process because you basically rip out some stuff that keeps that nub in place. So that's why I bought a brand new Pikachu 2DS XL that we're going to open up and rip apart to do this change. I'm just joking, that'd be a terrible idea. No, we're gonna do it on the basic 2DS XL. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so as I said, the process is actually pretty basic. The first thing we need to do is rip out this little nub, and there's nothing really sophisticated about it. You basically just pry it out, and maybe if you wanna be a little more careful, you can cut some of the plastic constraints that help keep it in place. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so this already went kind of a little wrong. I was able to get the nub out, but I actually left the plastic constraints in there, which I don't think is gonna actually cause any problems for the rest of the process. It's just before, at least in the tutorials I've seen, that they're able to get the little loops out, but shouldn't be an issue. And this is actually the reason why this is kind of irreversible, because yes, you could just jam this thing back in and it'll probably be okay, but it's never gonna be secured quite the way it was when you bought it brand new. So this process is kind of reversible, but there's definitely some lasting damage you're kind of doing to the system. The next step, which is also, once again, really simple, is to just take a PSP 1000 analog stick. It has to be a 1000 specifically. They changed them onto 2000s. I don't know the specifics as to why that messes up this mod, but it does matter for this. So we bought these little black ones. You can get them in other colors, and you're supposed to just be able to kind of just shove it in place and it should work. Yeah, see this rectangular back. This looks kind of a diamond shape, so we're gonna kind of put it diagonally. So yeah, you're not getting the same kind of feeling that you would on a PSP where it actually slides around a little, because this is still based on just having that light pressure, but this definitely feels loads better than that little plastic nub. It's almost like you're kind of just pressing a little and applying pressure to it. Now, of course, just messing around on the menus just lets us know that the stick is registering up, down, left, right, but we really want to test is how it works in a game. So I've booted up the opening part of Monster Hunter Stories. I'm just gonna look around a little bit and see how it feels. And it's actually really natural. Like, this actually feels like this is how the system was meant to be. I mean, it's a little getting used to because I'm used to the PSP and I'm expecting this thumbstick to actually slide around. But just like the nub, you just apply a little pressure, but you're able to rest your whole thumb on it and it just feels way more comfortable. It's nice and responsive too. Yeah, I mean, just feels natural. So yeah, not a very hard mod to pull off, and I think what's really impressive to me about it is the fact that for how basic the technique is, where we pretty much just ripped out one part of the system and shoved something else in its place, it looks like that PSP stick head actually belongs here. It blends in really nicely, and in fact, you can actually buy these in a couple different colors, such as white. So if you own a different color 2DS XL, like the white and orange one, you can grab one of those, which is gonna match a lot better. And not only does it fit in that way, but it doesn't interfere with any of the functionality of the 2DS at all. In fact, it's just thin enough to where you can still close the system perfectly fine. So yeah, awesome little thing you can do really easily.